So we need to talk about Astro Bot. This little dude is PlayStation's Magnum Opus, no exaggeration. Forget the big blockbusters for a second, we all love the God of War, Last of Us, Uncharted, whatever, but Astro Bot, it's something on a whole different level. I know it sounds wild to call a game about a tiny robot PlayStation's greatest work, but Astro Bot doesn't just show off the power of the PS5. Instead, it's a love letter to everything that made PlayStation what it is today. That's why this game is a masterpiece. So if you've played Astro Bot, you already know what I'm talking about. Every single level in this game is a straight up tribute to PlayStation's history. I'm talking about PS1, the PS2, PS3, all the way up to PS5. It's like you're walking through a museum that's built to make you nostalgic. This game's not just throwing references in your face either, it's building around the history of PlayStation. You're literally running through worlds that represent different generations of the console, and every single corner has some little Easter egg or nod to the past. It's so much more than just some platformer. It's like PlayStation said, hey, let's make something that honors 25 years of gaming and turn it into a celebration. Let's talk about how Astro Bot isn't just a nostalgic trip as well. Instead, it's also the perfect showcase for what the PS5 can do. This game is basically a tech demo disguised as a full-blown experience. The way they integrate the DualSense controller features, you can feel the rain falling as haptic feedback hits your hand. When Astro's walking through different textures, like sand, ice, metal, you literally feel every bit of it through the controller. The adaptive triggers on the PS5's controller get their moment to shine here too. Like, you've probably played other PS5 games that use the same triggers, but none of them use it quite like Astro Bot. You're pulling down on the triggers and it actually feels like you're pulling a bowstring or pushing against resistance. It's next level immersion. The Xbox, they got this power, sure, but you don't feel the raindrops on your hand when you play on the Series X. Now, let's talk more about the emotional side. I'm not even gonna pretend I didn't get a little emotional playing Astro Bot. This game doesn't just hit you with nostalgia, it smacks you with it. From hearing the old PS1 startup sound to finding every little artifact like the iToy or PS2's network adapter, stuff you probably haven't even thought about in 15 years, this game pulls you back to when gaming felt a little bit simpler. When you'd just blow on a disc or struggle with memory cards, and Astro Bot's just there, pulling you through this timeline, almost like Astro Bot is living through this history with you. Every PlayStation fan's dream is just packed into one beautiful little platformer, an Astro Bot. And I gotta be real with you for a second, Xbox literally doesn't have anything that comes close to this level of personal connection with the fan base, so that's one for PlayStation. Now, on Astro Bot himself, don't sleep on the little guy. Astro Bot isn't gonna go anywhere. He's not just some cute robot mascot they're gonna throw into one game and forget about. This is PlayStation setting up for the future, and I can already see it. There's gonna be more Astro Bot games, Astro in VR, maybe even crossovers into other PlayStation exclusives or IPs. Imagine Astro Bot like helping Kratos with a puzzle in the next God of War. Yeah, that's not happening, but it'd be very funny. Sony knows they've got something special here, and Astro Bot is their key to building a mascot that's not just a cute robot, but is going to be a legacy, an IP that bridges time, and it's just the beginning. Astro Bot is the true PlayStation experience. So when I say Astro Bot is its Magnum Opus, I mean it. This game isn't just about jumping around and collecting some coins, as it's said in the trailer. Instead, it's about everything PlayStation has done over the years, wrapped up in one perfectly crafted package. It's a game that shows off their tech, celebrates their history, and sets up the future all at once. Astro Bot is the PlayStation experience, and anyone who owns a PS5, needs to play it. I don't care if you need to spend the $60, you need to play it right now. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about the graphics, the big blockbusters, or even the exclusives. It's about creating something that resonates with the PlayStation fans on a simpler level. And Astro Bot does that better than any of the other games before it. So yeah, if you haven't played Astro Bot yet, do yourself a favor and dive in. It's more than just a platformer, it's PlayStation's Magnum Opus. It's their love letter to everything we've loved about gaming for the last 25 years. And it's also a sneak peek to where we're headed in the future. That's all I've got for you today. If you disagree, go ahead and let me know. But I'm telling you that Astro Bot might just be one of the best things Sony has ever made.